Hey everybody, Batman's Kool-Aid here, and today we're going to be reviewing the 12-inch Frankenstein and Dracula from the Jakks specific toy line from the movie Van Helsing. And I earlier reviewed the smaller version of Dracula, but this is now the big gigantic version, the 12-inch one. And we're just going to do a review on Frankenstein 2, just combine them into one. So, first of all, I want to get into Frankenstein because I'm going to save the best for last. This Frankenstein's good. I'm going to say that right now. It's good, but I think Dracula's my favorite. So let's get into that. So, first of all, the head sculpt looks great. I love the head sculpt. Looks very nice. And then it looks so accurate. That's what I like about it. I love the sculpts on these. It's very accurate, which I like a lot. It's got so much detail. This orange gook stuff coming down his head. This green, like pearl emerald type of paint for the head. These green spots on the top of the head too. And what's cool is you can actually lift off the top of his skull and you got his brain in there, which is really cool. I really like that. It's really cool. And then it can just go right back on. Now for the body, it is about the same as the head. Very nicely detailed. You got this, I don't know what this is, this orange gook coming down, but you also got these gold staples. And this for his heart, which I'll get into that in a second. And then you got this just mechanical detail. Like this, it looks like it's a monster. Just like in the movie. It looks like he's made up of random stuff. And there's that there first. There's a battery box there for a reason, and I'll get into that in 1 second. So you can see, though, I love the skin. How it's like separated. Like it's literally a mashup of different skins. And it goes all over, which is pretty cool. And now for this is another gimmick, another play feature. And what you do is you press it, and it lights up, which is very cool. I really like that. It flashes for a few seconds, and then it will stop. So that's really cool. That's cool. And then for the arms, you got this just tons of mechanical detail. I really like this. Tons of mechanical detail. And I love the paint, how it's like rusty and everything. I love that. Looks very nice. Very cool. And then you get to the hands, which are very dead-like. They're like kind of like zombie hands. Very nice. Very cool. I love the paint on this. Like this, for the inside of the flesh, this skin, this pinkish skin tone. Very nice. And then here's the other arm, which is more plain, but it also has a shackle right there. And that's plastic, but still cool. And then you have a nicely sculpted hand, which is different positions. So that's pretty cool. And now we get on to the legs. This is really cool that it has cloth pants. I think that was a really good idea and very nice touch. And it's just this brownish cloth, which fits very well. But you also got this detail of the mechanical pieces, which are really cool. I love that rust. This just rust nasty color. Very nice. And then you get to the feet where you got, I don't know what these are, but they're like boots. But like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe them. They're Frankenstein. But pretty cool. Pretty cool. And now we're going to get into articulation. So, first of all, the head can move side to side. It can barely move up and down. It's mostly on a swivel. I think it's just a swivel. Yeah, it's just a swivel. Which is alright. The arm is on a ball hinge. This goes for both of them. This one can only move out that far, where this one can move out this far, which is weird. But then the elbow goes about not even 90. What about this one? Yeah, not even 90, which is, it's alright. And then you got a rotation at the wrist. And then also you got a swivel at the waist. You got a ball jointed hip, which is very cool. And what's really cool is on this side, you got a knee joint, of course. I think it's a single jointed. Yeah, it should be. No, it's double. Oh, but it bends with it. That's so cool. That it bends like that. That's very cool. And then legs. Oh, and apparently it has thigh swivel too. I did not notice that. So that's cool. And then the feet are just static, pretty much. I mean, you can move the ankle up and down, and that's it. But that's it for pretty much Frankenstein. And I'll give him a little height comparison right now. Here's a 6-inch figure. Let's see if we can get that. You can see that's Frankenstein with my Jetta Toys Wolfman, and you can see it's kind of, yeah, it's a big figure. And honestly, if I had to recommend this, I would, because it's just really cool, and I got it for a great price, like $30 in package, but package was alright, but everything still works, and it's a great figure. It was in great condition, and I really do like this. It looks great on my shelf. I'm not the biggest Frankenstein fan, but this is really cool to me. So now that we got Frankenstein out of the way, let's do Dracula next, because he's going to take up more of our time. So for Dracula, he is huge, as you can see. He has a huge wingspan. That is about 18 inches. That's what the box said, I'm pretty sure. 18 inches and 12 inches tall. Yep. I don't have the box anymore, sadly. Sorry about that. I'll start doing that more often, by the way, where I try to unbox the figures and like show the boxes off if I have the boxes. But anyways, what's cool about this figure is it's just like the little one, but it has more detail. And that's what I really like about it. And it's just it's impressive because it's big. It's a big figure. And that's what's really cool. But let's get a look at the head. So for the head, it's just like the little one, but what's cool is they added blood on the teeth. Let's see if we can get that. That is really cool. And you got this dry brushing all over the skin. This light skin tone sand brown tan color, and it's really nice. And then for the eyes, you just got that white pupil, which is really cool, very monstrous. And for the most part, it looks very similar, if not the same as the sculpt wise as the small one. So I don't know about that. But you'll see in a few that the sculpt looks very similar. I mean, almost identical. But they've redone some stuff. But as you can see, the heads, he still got that huge wings. Hold up. Sorry about that. He's got that. I forgot what kind of hair this is. Right now it looks kind of like a mohawk, but it's not. Can't remember what it was. But for the arms, they're very nicely detailed. A lot of it looks the same as, like, detail wise as the smaller version, the 5-inch one or 4-inch one, I believe. But it just has a little bit more dry brushing. As you can see, there's just, let's see if we can get that in there. We got more dry brushing, which is very nice. And you can really see it on how it's both on the legs, not just like more separate. There's a lot more dry brushing. And the sculpt on this is just great. I mean, they always, like I said, they always do a great job with their sculpts, as so far with what I have from the Van Helsing toy line. But now we get to the wings, and I love the wings. Now, this does not have the gimmick of the wing flapping. I'll get to that in articulation in a few. But the paint on this, the patterns are really nice. I really like how they're sporadic and demon-like. But they look leathery. Like the sculpt here is very nice. And then you flip it around and the paint still goes to the back. That's awesome. I really like how that looks. Very nice. And these wings are huge. They're what are the heaviest of this figure. Because this figure is like pretty much hollow, but the wings are what hold it. That's why you have to most likely either put this on your shelf and like against something, or pretty much hang it. Because I'll tell you all right now, this can't stand on its own. It's too heavy and it's so uneven that maybe? No. Yeah, it's still too heavy. Oh, well, long and behold, never mind. Of course not. Almost got it to stand. Stood for a second, but it's just the wings are too heavy, in my opinion. But I do like this. Now let's get into articulation. This is what's different about it. So the head's kind of the same. Let's show that. Only moves up and down a little bit, side to side. Now the shoulders go out this much, which is really cool. Bicep swivel. Single jointed elbow, which goes about 90 degrees more than Frankenstein. A wrist swivel. And this is what's cool. Since this doesn't have the wing gimmick, you get a waist swivel, which is really cool. And that's cool. And then now for the hips. The hips, if you remember, well, let me just show. This one can't do anything on the smaller one because it has that gimmick. And this one can go up. Well, both of the legs can move on this one, up and up. So that's cool. And then you got a single jointed elbow. I mean knee, sorry, my bad. And there's nothing at the feet. Just solid. So articulation isn't the best, but then again, these were more for kids, I would say. Yeah, that's what most of the line was for. It was for kids back then. Let's put Frankenstein in there. But personally, I really like these. Like I said about the smaller one, it's very great for being just a kid's toy and something to mess with. I really do like it. Would I recommend these? Yeah, I would recommend these. These are very nice. But some of them can be expensive. It depends on who you buy it from. But let's show a size comparison of how big the smaller figure is. So that's the smaller figure, and as you can see, pretty big difference. But it's really cool. I really do like these. I like that Frankenstein for its detail and its sculpt and like engineering. And I like the Dracula for its paint and sculpt. But other than that, I'd rate Frankenstein a 9 out of 10 and Dracula a 9.5. Keep in mind, this ain't how do I explain this? It's not really supposed to be for collectors. I mean, now it is, but because now collectors collect these, but these were for kids, and that's what a lot of people got to remember. These were more for kids than anything, and I think they're really cool. I think what kid wouldn't like a ginormous Dracula or a ginormous Frankenstein with light-up features? I mean, that's cool. But other than that, I do recommend these figures. I think they're great figures. They really look good on the shelf. And other than that, I hope you all have a great day and look out for more reviews. Bye.